Hi, I'm Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and I'm here just to give you words of encouragement. Listen, you are a gift. Imagine getting a present at Christmas time, wrapped up, beautiful, inside something that you have asked for, but you don't open that gift. You don't take the ribbon off, open the box, and get inside to get what you really possess. You are that gift. God has given you to the world, wrapped up with a beautiful ribbon. Now it's time for you to open the box. It's time for you to seek your heart, to seek God's face, to see who you were meant to be all that you were called to be. Don't be afraid. In fact, in spite of your fear, step out anyway. Each step will empower you. I just want to remind you that you are a gift for the world. My name is Yasmina, and I would like to remind you to just say yeah. Hey everybody, how are you? I am Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and we are here to talk to you about what it means to love me, love life, and live healthy. And there are so many things that comprises that. But today, our guest speaker, Dr. Ricks, is in the house. So the doctor is in the house today. She has an upcoming conference she's going to talk to you about. So we're going to talk about self-confidence. We're going to talk about what it means to be valuable, to say that you are valuable, and all that encompasses that. Everybody's going to take time right now to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into the show. Go ahead, Shawuana.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss Shawuana, and I am actually on a new journey to a new place and a new job. But I am a case manager with working with mentally ill clients, and I am the owner of Precision Line Dancing. So great to be with everyone on this beautiful Saturday.
LaNetta.
Hello, everyone. My name is LaNetta Small-Whittle. I am the owner of Whittle Love Daycare, and I'm super excited to have Dr. Deshunna here. You know, Yasmina, you said my name earlier today. You said it was such a mouthful. I agree. You made me struggle today. So let's get the show started.
Are going to have the doctor introduce herself. Please, Dr. Ricks, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Deshaunna Monay Ricks, and I am the owner and CEO of I Am Valuable. It is a nonprofit that teaches teens how to embrace and love on themselves and explore who they are. And I am a full-time counselor and a part-time instructor. So I do a lot of things.
I love that. It's so absolutely important, which we're going to learn today from, of course, we have Shawuana and LaNetta and the doctor. They're going to talk to us about the importance of having self-confidence and why that's important, and why that's important to instill that into our children at an early age. So I am very happy that you are here, Dr. Ricks. Very, very happy. Thank you so much. I want to say this first. Shawuana and I are currently in Iowa. We're driving. We drove from Fresno. We started this journey yesterday at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. something. And right now we're in Iowa. We're heading to Ohio. So we may not be here the whole show. We may be here in the beginning and then come back on at the end. But I just want you all to know that this journey has been an interesting in where were we? Colorado.
Yes.
But we knew our values, so it all worked out. And like 3 cop cars came because we're like so bad, I guess. But God is good. They let us go. And we've had lots of journeys here. We haven't taken a shower since yesterday.
TMI. No,
TMI.
gross.
But you all know now. Well, because we didn't stop. You know why? We've been driving nonstop. We tried to do this. We were going to get a hotel, but changed our mind. So we said, let's just do this. Let's do the dang thing. And we did. So we're going to get on with the show. LaNetta?
Yes.
It is your stage. It is your stage, dear.
Okay. So I will read.
Okay.
If you can moderate, that would be awesome.
Absolutely, and no problem. So I would like to read self-confidence. So I know that's our topic for today. It says, a feeling of trust in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. Dr. Deshaunna, how do you feel about self-confidence?
Well, I feel that we all need self-confidence in order to be our best selves. And what you just said, self-confidence is actually a pillar of I am valuable, along with self-efficacy, self-worth, and self-love. And so the beginning of developing self-confidence is having a belief in yourself, knowing who you are and loving on yourself. And a lot of times we haven't been taught how to do such things,
Right.
because the world that we live in, there's a lot of things that go on. A lot of people experience trauma, and so it doesn't allow us to experience love in its fullness and its essence. And so sometimes we have a different idea and a paradigm about what love is, and it's really not. And sometimes when we don't have a positive image or the right definition of self-love, it impairs us, and we are not able to develop the confidence that we need. And so self-confidence is trusting in yourself and showing up for yourself daily and walking in your power and never giving up. And for you to do that, you must know who you are and exploring who you are. So self-confidence is something that someone can never take away from you. Right. And when you have it, nobody can, intercept, nobody can knock you down. Right. Nobody can overpower you because you know who you are when you have self-confidence.
Right. I always go to the story of when, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Whoop, whoop, Longhorn. And when I came to California, we had an accent, that Southern slur. So it was water, her, their. I mean, sometimes I say iron instead of iron. And I remember like kids talking about me, and I was one of the tallest kids, or the tallest kid at the time. Little girls, we shoot up faster than little boys, and I'm like towering over everybody. And they had a nickname for me in elementary, and it was Big Bird. And I remember I believe it was my second grade teacher. She was a teacher's aide, and she saw me like, my body language changed. I didn't want to be the tallest kid. I was trying to like stoop down a little to match with the shorter girls around me. And she pulled me to the side and she said, listen, there is so much beauty and strength in your height and your smile and your accent. Accept who you are. And that's where my self-confidence was birthed. So tell me about the conference that you have for the little girls that's coming up in September.
Yes, so this will be our first conference that I Am Valuable is putting on for girls ages 10 to 17. And I and my team, we were thinking about things that we can do around the city of Fresno, especially in the midst of this pandemic, for children who have just experienced some horrible things during the pandemic. So we decided to host a conference and to shed light or embrace the concepts of self-love, self-worth, self-respect, and self-confidence. And so, and I believe those four things right there is what's lacking in society today. And we can talk a lot about, those things, especially the things that we see on TV, the messages that we get from social media about beauty, and what it is to be beautiful. And so those four pillars of self-love, self-worth, self-respect, self-confidence are the things that the girls are going to be learning, because if we don't teach them, where will they learn them at? Because a lot of times girls, they see other women, especially those who are famous or those who have power and authority, and they develop a concept of what they think self-love and beauty is about and self-respect, and it's incorrect.
Right.
And so the goal of the conference is to just ensure that the girls know that they are worthy no matter what. They are valuable no matter what. They don't have to put on a certain type of clothing. They don't have to wear all this makeup. They don't have to have a certain body type to be worthy and to be enough. And so the conference is September 18th. And we are super excited about all the girls that we are going to pour into so that they can learn what true self-love is all about, because it starts there. It starts with loving yourself, and loving yourself is just embracing everything that you are. You know, your forehead. I got a big old forehead, and so I love
it.
I do too.
And you know, I had to struggle through the name calling and, you know, the belittling of having a big forehead or even a big nose and big lips. And when you see different women or different girls who don't have, you know, such big futures, you think that, you know, you're ugly. And that's what I believed. And so I don't want any girl that comes to the conference or who I engage with or interact with think that they have to change something about their appearance to feel better about themselves, because it's not going to make you feel better. Happiness, joy, peace comes from within. It starts from exploring who you are and the pieces that are connected to you. And so that is what we want the girls to know. That is what we are going to promote and facilitate at the conference next month. And I'm just super excited. And we have a lineup of dynamic speakers, of women who have walked this life and journeys of not being loved or not feeling love or not having confidence or not even respecting themselves and knowing their value. And so I'm just so excited for the girls who are going to be at the conference.
Yes. Yasmina and Shawuana, what's your take on self-confidence?
Thank you for asking me that, because I wanted to go back to, I'm so excited about this conference actually. And I wanted to first ask a question. What's the ages? Like from what age to what age would this conference encompass?
Yeah, so we have 10 to 17-year-olds, but I snuck a couple 9-year-olds in because parents, you know, I have received a lot of feedback and say, hey, I need this for my daughter. And they're 6, 7, 8 years old. So, you know, I snuck a couple 9-year-olds. And so if you're watching and listening, we still have a few spots, maybe 5 left. If you want to get your daughter, your niece, your cousin in.
Yes. Okay, well, first, now on that, can you please put one aside for me for my daughter? And I'll send you the money today. I'll send it to you later after the show. Number one. And then number two, I wanted to say, I like that you said when we can instill in young children, period, boys and girls alike. Of course, right now we're focusing on the girls for this conference. And when they take ownership of who they are and take ownership of the fact that they are valuable, that's something that no one can ever take away. And I like how you did that. That stuck out to me, because as how important this conference truly is, because putting that into them now will help alleviate, or we all make mistakes, but there are some mistakes we make just because we don't know who we are. So I like that you said that, you know, teaching these girls this and teaching them to take ownership of it. So thank you for that. That's for us big girls too. So thank you.
Also, the word God says that there is life and death in the power of the tongue. when you have this little girl and this little boy that you see that's off in the corner, because I know you work for Fresno Unified, and they're in that corner and you can see their body language of them moping and, you know, being hard on themselves. What do you say to that little girl and that little boy that is lacking that confidence?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I work with children Monday through Friday, and I see a lot of the negative self-image and little kids. And I'm at the elementary site. And so, you know, it is very hard to see kids coming up as young as 5 and 6 years old and say, I'm nothing. You know, there's nothing to me. I'm nobody. And that is very heartbreaking. And so what I have begun to do, because I work in education and because I see the lack of self-exploration and self-development and personal development in the educational system, I decided to create a curriculum surrounding kids discovering who they are. And the majority of the time when I see children with a negative self-image or a negative self-concept, I use that curriculum so that they can explore, who am I? You know, what are the pieces to me? And so we do affirmations. I have them do affirmations. I have them hold their head up high. If their head is hung low, baby, raise your head. You know, you are beautiful. You are somebody. And so just instilling those concepts of being confident in who they are and believing in themselves, because at first it starts with a belief. If I don't believe that I'm something, and I'm going to walk in like you said, in death, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so changing the way that they think about themselves, their mindsets, and changing their talk. And so we work a lot of times on affirmations and positive self-talk and changing the narrative that they have in their mind about themselves.
Shawuana, Shawuana, you have, go ahead, Yasmina.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Shawuana, go first.
Yes, go ahead, Shawuana.
Yes. No. I absolutely love this. I absolutely believe that self-confidence is very attractive.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
You're welcome.
It'll put you in places. It'll put you in places and in rooms and spaces that you may not otherwise get in by having that. Dr. Ricks, I must say, I greatly appreciate you doing this conference, because we talk about self-confidence, but who teaches it? Some of these babies may be in these houses to where their own families are putting them down. And they don't even know what that is to look like to have healthy confidence. So who teaches them? So this conference is amazing. Thank you so much for having this, you know, for these young ladies. I see and I hear like not just even young ones, older women who don't even have confidence and get caught up in so many different situations and, you know, tear their own selves down because they don't believe in who they are or know who they are. So this is very important, very important. And like I said, hey, sign your babies up. We have to get them at a younger age to know, hey, build up that confidence in you. And like you said, can't nobody take that from you because it's in there. So this is amazing, y'all. I mean, what other perfect guests to have on today, right? With the timing of everything for that. But I absolutely believe self-confidence is attractive. It'll take you places, you know, that it couldn't probably do before. But I think this is excellent. We all need to work and build on that. I love it.
Yes. Also, the word of God, to paraphrase, says that the elderly women are supposed to teach the young. So who was in your life that taught you this radiant beauty of self-confidence?
Oh, wow. There was a lot of women who poured into me. I don't know if when the last time I was on, if I told a little bit about my story, but I was in the foster care system. And so I was in foster care from age 7 to 18. And so being separated from your parents and going through that event, it just takes something away from you. You know, you lose a sense of yourself, you lose a sense of your identity. And so I definitely had identity issues. I had confidence issues. And so there were so many women, especially women in my church. Marsha, Christian, and then Reese Sky.
Yes.
There's Tanya Knott. There's Dr. Kizzy Lopez, Tawana Kitchen. There were so many ladies. And my grandmother, she is a strong force to be reckoned with.
Yes, she is.
My grandmother.
I promise.
She it just has the attitude of, can't nothing get me down. Right. And so my grandmother has a lot of confidence, and you can't say nothing negative about my grandmother, because she's going to rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Rightfully so. And so, Felicia Graham, there's so many women that, supported me and came on alongside of me when I was a hot mess because I acted a fool. Barbara Huddleston. There are so many women that saw something in me, and it starts with a belief, when I see little girls and little boys, when I see girls and boys, I see me in them, I see light. I see greatness. I see creativity. And I want to make sure that they know the same thing and that it is birthed in them, and that they walk in that. And so there again, these women, they just attached themselves to me because they saw something in me. They saw a light, and I needed some fine tuning. I needed some construction. And most of the time, and this was in my adulthood, because when I was a teen, I thought I had it all together. At least I acted like it. But when I was an adult, I fell apart. And so these women, they came and they connected and supported me and lifted me up. And I was able to discover that no matter what, I am important and I am enough. I don't have to add anything to my physical appearance. I don't have to fake for anybody. What I put out is enough. And I know my purpose and I know my worth, and I am better because there was a village of women who walked alongside me. And that's what we want to do for these girls. We want to create a village of support so that they can know they have someone to lean on during the tough times and during the good times, and to encourage them so that they can walk in their power.
Dr. Ricks, we're going to take a break.
I was going to say that.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we need to continue forward with what you were talking about right now. So everyone, stay tuned. We will be right back.
We'll be right back. Don't leave.
Everybody, it's Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and I'm here with my Soulful Sum It Up Sunday. Listen, through the storm, through the rain, through the heartache, and through the pain, you have to remember who you are, and you have to remember whose you are, and you have to remember that you were created in the image and likeness of God, a creative God who has made you to be a creative being. So, you have to remember who you are. The best way to do that is to speak over your life. So say with me, today, this week, I am an overcomer. I am the head, not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am blessed in the city. I am blessed in the field. I am blessed wherever I go, wherever my feet tread. I own. God has created me to make my way prosperous. And I want you to remember to just say yeah. Hey everybody, we are back. I am Yasmina of Just Say Yeah. We are here talking to Dr. Ricks about the I Am Conference. And so I Am Valuable Conference. I Am Valuable Conference. We are super excited. And LaNetta, you have the floor.
Yes. Okay. So Dr. Deshaunna, you have something behind you in your background. Tell us about that. I Am Valuable.
Yes, I Am Valuable is a book, a children's book about my story in the foster care system.
Alicia's a little frozen.
What we're going through, but it impacts our lives as adults. And so I wanted children to know, have this book in their hands to read and to reflect and to know, like, yes, I might be going through something. Something might be happening in my life, but that doesn't take away from my worth. It doesn't take away from my value. It doesn't take away from who I am. And so I wanted them to have something tangible that they can relate to and refer to when times get tough and when they don't know where to turn to. And so I Am Valuable is a declaration of self-confidence and confidently saying, I trust in myself. I trust in my abilities. I'm walking in my power. No one can touch me, and I'm not going to give up.
Yes. Shawuana, your thoughts?
Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead and repeat. Did we have a specific question out there already?
No. I mean, you just look so bright-eyed, like you're just excited. That's why I'm like, just give me your thoughts.
Listen, I know y'all know we're on the road, but no, trust me, this is so important. I think, and as a mom, it's important when you have young girls and even your sons, right? And it's like, I want them to exude that confidence. I want to, and we pour into them. We try to do the best that we can, but they're surrounded by other people as well,
Absolutely.
right? So that's why I love when people are offering this, like Dr. Ricks is offering this. We need more of this. This is amazing because like you said, who builds them up? And then if the family's not doing it, who's going to do it? So the community has to come together. But it's just something about that when you can tell a confident person, you can tell a confident woman, you can about the way she walks, the way she talks. I mean, you can tell, and it's you can't tear her down. I know Dr. Ricks was talking about her grandmother, like you can't listen. You're not to tell her nothing. Wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Because they have that, and I think I'm so excited because if we can get that in us and know it and hold on to that, I mean, come on, we can go so many places. That's so powerful. That is so powerful. So I just, I'm excited about it.
I was thinking about how important it is to, as Dr. Ricks is stating about instilling this into children at an early age. It's so very important that we do that because if they don't, if we do not do that, then they will become grown women and those issues will be even bigger than they were when they were small. Another thing we have to remember is that if we don't teach young children who they are, the world's going to try to teach them who they are.
Absolutely.
So if we don't teach them that they are valuable, the world's going to tell them that they are not. So I just love this whole idea that Dr. Ricks has put together, the book and the curriculum and her conference and just everything that surrounds it. It is vital that people come out to this conference. Absolutely vital.
Right. I even look even when I'm with Dr. Ricks and we're out in public and someone come up to her and say like, you're so pretty, you so smart, you so this. They always come up to her about something. Just her glow is enough that attracts and draw people. She always give compliments to that individual. And, if someone is going through school or need, help or needs someone to talk to, she's always extending her hand like, hey, reach out to me. I'm here to help you too. I walked this journey. Doctor, where did that part of you come from? Because that's rare in society today.
Yeah. You know what? I help people simply because it is my passion. It's my passion to see people win. It's my passion to see people live in wellness. It's my passion to see people heal and grow and live their best lives. Why can't we all live our best lives? Why can't we all win? And sometimes we lack tools to do that. And one of the tools is that self-belief. One of the tools is that self-love. One of the tools is that self-confidence that we need to walk in our power. And so I know what it feels like to go out in the world and not respect myself and devalue myself. I know what it feels like to walk this life and not love myself. I know what it feels like to walk this life and be ashamed of some of the things that I done because I lacked the knowledge and tools and I embraced all of who I was. And so I know how it feels to be on that side of not having that confidence and not having that belief, but I know how it feels to be on the other side of walking in my purpose and walking in my power and walking in the light and walking in my God-given abilities. And so because I have it, I can give it to others. And that's one of the important things about when we talk about parents instilling these values and these concepts into their children. A lot of times parents don't have it. So you can't give what you don't have. If I didn't have it, I couldn't give it to others. And so a lot of times we see children with a negative self-image and a negative self-concept because someone doesn't have what they need. And so it is very important for us as, individuals, as women, to explore ourselves. And that is, it's beauty in that. It's also painful in exploring ourselves. And for the last 3 years, I have taken the time to explore the ins and the outs of me. And sometimes it's ugly, because I have to come to truth with, you really got a bad attitude.
Say it again. I need to write that down, doctor.
You said that too hard. But I had to really come to terms with, sometimes you are rude to people. So you shouldn't have said this and you shouldn't have done this. And just acknowledging, where is that coming from? Why am I being that way? And starting to unravel some of the things that I've been through in my lifetime, and making plans to be better. Because when I'm better, when I'm healed, when I'm whole, I can walk in my God-given purpose. I can walk in happiness and joy, and nobody can take that from you. And so that is what I want to extend, not even to teenagers, but to everyone that I interact with, that when you heal, when you begin to discover yourself and who you are, there is a weight that is taken off of you, and there is a light that is inside of you, and a fire inside of you that no one can dim, And so Dr. Maya Angelou says, do not let no one dim the light that shines from within. And so when you don't allow people to do that, you walk confidently in who you are. And so, I just try to model that for everyone that I interact with.
Absolutely. Shawuana, I just want to marinate, okay, in the God-given purpose that Doctor was talking about. Please give us your thoughts on that.
Yes. And you know what? The Bible, it talks about, of course, us being able to do all things through Christ that strengthens us. God says, what? You are fearfully and wonderfully made. All these things. And God wants us to be confident about ourselves and trusting in Him. And so I believe, from a biblical standpoint, that we should have these traits on the inside of us. It just has to be drawn out. Yeah. It has to be drawn out because it's going to make a difference in your life. It will. Right. And the younger we can get it into them, the better, because that goes into their adulthood versus you barely even get that as an adult, if at all. So very, very important. These concepts are very important.
I have to, talking about the question you just asked, Lightning here, and the comment that she made, I wanted to piggyback off of it. We went to a conference. She took myself and Tiana to a conference. What was that? 2018. The name of the conference was Woman, What Are You Worth? Women, How Much Are You Worth? We went to Ohio to this conference. Yes. I have to tell you, that was a life-changing conference that has impacted me to this day. Because as I'm 52, so what? I'm 49 then, right? I don't know, 50, whatever. All I know is I go to this conference and spent my tears, like 3 days of tears, because like the doctor said, that self-discovery is hard and it hurts, and the realization of certain things, but all of it's so necessary in order for you to go forward and move forward in your purpose, for you to have that self-confidence. So this conference had hundreds of women, grown women, who none of us knew our worth.
Right.
So Dr. Ricks, this is, and I have goosebumps actually right now.
Yes.
Because to think that and it is your passion. I know this about you. I can say this. And that's why even when you do it, you're so very transparent. You're so real when you interact with these children. You're so real when you interact with us. You're just real.
Absolutely.
They know that. And so I just thank you on that, because all of that, because kids, they learn they learn from us what they see. So they're seeing you give an example of what a confident woman looks like. We all need that. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And to your point, children are always watching us. When I cut my hair 2 years ago, because children are so real and so honest, they're looking at me like, what is going on with you? And they comment so much like, where's your hair? You're bald headed. But they see me walking in this power that I have. No matter what is on my head, no matter what is on my face, I'm walking in the light that I was given. And so when children see that, they begin to have a different image,
right,
and a different understanding about what beauty is, you know? And so we must explore ourselves so that we can let go some of the brainwashing and the negative beliefs that we have, so that we can give it to others. And that is what this conference is about. The women that are going to be pouring and speaking into the lives of these children. Like I said, they have walked this life. They have walked in these principles. And so they are able to give these girls what they have inside of them, so that the girls can embrace these concepts, so that they can also walk in them. And another point, Shawuana, I wanted to say about the Bible. Yes, the Bible tells us some very powerful and some very amazing things about who we are. And I think one of the gaps in the church is pulling out who we are, right? Where God says we are a royal priesthood, we are a chosen generation, we are fearfully. What does that mean, right? You can say it, you know, but what does it mean, and what does it look like for me to walk in what the Bible has said that I am? And so it is, you know, I think one of the gaps is not specifically teaching on those concepts and just letting it be arbitrary, because I can say something and not believe it. You know, I can quote scripture, I can memorize things, but it doesn't become life until I believe it and implement it in my life.
Absolutely. Correct. I always think about a bird with a broken wing. You just don't take that bird and start wrapping his body like, okay, we're gonna get you better. You have to dig deep. So in therapy, what they do is they dig deep. They go into your childhood, what made you tick at that age. Now I find it where we don't want to give Satan too much credit. You know, we're from that old school church. don't say his name and don't give him too much credit. Don't pump his head up more. But just Satan really attacks our youth to break them down, because when they become those adults, they're still repeating those things they said at 5 years old. I'm fat, I'm ugly, I can't read, I'm this, I'm that. And it's for a reason, because if he can get that cognitive, if he can screw you up there and have you out of whack there, and he ain't worried about you an adult because he already know the direction you're gonna go. What do you have to say to that, Deshunna, Dr. Deshunna?
Yes. So I'm glad you brought that up, because like you said, the power of life and death is in the tongue. And let me tell you, our brains, God designed our brains so amazing, so amazing. And one of the parts of the brain, in the middle part of our brain, we have all our memories and our feelings. And the middle part of the brain wants to know that it's loved. And so one of the things that happens, because we have our memories, we store our memories in the brain. When we have an event or experience an event, it gets inputted in our memory. And it's hard to get it out of there because it's stored in there. And so when we say words to our children, like, you got a big head, or look at your nose, or you a chocolate, or big bird, or whatever. You call your children, even if you're joking with them, that's implanted into their brain. And so even though they might not react at the time, their brain remembers what you said and how they felt when you said it. And so that living word is constantly playing in their minds. And so they are going through school thinking about, oh, well, I got a big head, or I'm ugly, or I'm a big bird, or I'm this, or I'm too chocolate, or I'm that, right? And it plays over and over and over. And it doesn't, and what it does is it impairs their judgment. It impairs their social skills. It impacts the way they view themselves. So we as adults, we as parents, we as caregivers, we need to be mindful of what we say to our children, and the words that we speak on our children and to our children, because that never goes away. It never goes away. And when we begin to understand the power of words and the impact that it has in our lives and on our brains, we will begin to change our words and our language and how we interact with people.
Absolutely.
So, I liked how, Dr. Ricks, that you pointed out, even when you're joking, because, and I've been guilty of this, you know, and I'll catch myself, but I catch myself after I've said it. And so, and that words, whether you're joking or not, are powerful. And so we have to be mindful. We can't just speak out of words. Words, you know, and I think of God in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. God said. So I say that to say, he didn't use words to communicate. He used words to create. And that's so they're creating somebody, a child who's going to grow up and be insecure, or they're creating a child who's going to grow up and be confident. So I thank you for pointing that out. That really that stuck out to me. It resonated with me because I have been guilty of that. And I'm just I'm just kidding. But no, whether you're kidding or not, those are words. So thank you for pointing that out.
Yes. Dr. Deshunna, so tell us more about this conference. How many seats are left? How do we purchase the tickets? Give us the information, please.
Yes. Okay. So first I want to talk about my all-star lineup, you
better talk about them.
Of women. So we, of course, our pillars for this conference are self-love, which the lovely Nia Hodge is going to talk about. She is an entrepreneur and an author. We have self-worth, Miss Felicia Graham. She is an inspiration. She is a powerhouse. She is a spiritual leader. So she is going to talk to the girls about self-worth. We have self-confidence, where the very own Miss LaNetta Small-Whittle is going to talk about. She is an entrepreneur and she is just a powerhouse. And then we have self-respect with Shamanique Slocum. She is a nurse and an entrepreneur. And so we have an all-star lineup of women who have walked this life and are ready to pour into our girls and to make sure that they are loved and that they know that someone cares about them. And so the conference again is September 18th. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And there are 10 seats left. So if you are tuning in and you are thinking about how you can invest in your child, start here. Start here. Because I'm telling you, if we are not walking in our power and our purpose, and if we don't understand the concepts of self-love and self-worth and self-value and self-confidence, we're not going to give it to our children. And it's not a blaming thing. It's not a judgmental thing. It's just a thing, you know? And so our daughters, our sisters, our cousins, our mentees, our students, they deserve the very best. They deserve to be poured into. They deserve to walk this life knowing how valuable they are and not trying to find it in something else, in a man, in alcohol, in drugs. They deserve to know from the very beginning how truly precious they are before the world contaminates them. Because baby, let me tell you, the world will contaminate you. And so this conference is just about pouring life into these girls and getting them to see themselves in a different light and beginning to change the narrative of what they feel about themselves and what they think about themselves. And so I am just super excited about this conference and what is to come and the outcome. And my hope is that every girl will walk around with their head up high and say, you know what? I may have been through some things. I may have some things that I need to change about me, but I'm still worth it. I'm still enough. I still matter. I am still valuable. And this conference, I know that the girls that will be at the conference, their lives will be impacted, and the lives of the people that they know will be impacted, because they're going to go back. They're going to go to their moms. They're going to go to their aunts. They're going to go to their grandmas, and they're going to say, this is what I learned, and this is what self-love looks like. Mom, you can't talk like that no more. Mom, you can't say that anymore, right? And so we start with the kids so that we can draw in the adults. And so when I think about this conference, when I think about what we're doing with this conference, I see vision, I see long-term, I see into the future of women being restored, women being healed, women being whole, and so that they can pour out into the lives of their children and their grandchildren and their nieces and their cousins. And so that is the purpose of this conference, not just to impact the lives of these girls, but to spread the message and impact the lives of women as well.
Absolutely. It is absolutely time.
May be emotional, but literally right now, I feel because so many women imagine, but those women can they take the spark to get a fire going. Well, these children are smart. All these children that you impact, that your lives that you're able to pour into, that's a fire that's gonna be going. That's gonna, oh my gosh, I am valuable. This may be your first conference, but it is the first of many conferences. Yes.
Absolutely.
Ooh, wow.
I was so grateful that I was even included to be a part of your team, doctor. And I am truly grateful. It's like you said, it's so many young people, not just the girls, but the young boys out there too, that really needs this. Like it is a time. It is for parents. It's for us to be like, okay, we probably didn't get the best words from our parents growing up, but we don't have to drop the ball. We do not have to be that individual. We could be the one that speaks the life into our kids. And we get it so misconstrued, thinking that we have to be perfect all the time. Let these children see that we're not perfect. Let these children see that we can start over. And like you said, we can recover and become better. It is time. This is the time now.
Yes.
Yeah, the time is
that right there.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. You said
how do we get the tickets?
Let people know. Let people know. They are on Eventbrite. It's called the I Am Valuable Conference. You can follow me on social media, Dr. Deshaunna Monay on Instagram. I Am Valuable INC on Instagram, Deshaunna Monay Ricks on Facebook, and I Am Valuable INC on Facebook. And you can find the tickets there. The tickets are only $50. This is a jam-packed event for the girls. And they are going to not only get breakfast and lunch and, swag bags, but they're going to get knowledge. Absolutely. And that's priceless. Knowledge is priceless. Nobody can take that from you. And so when you have the knowledge, you can, be better. You can grow. And that is something that we all need to do in this world. If we're not growing, we're dying. Absolutely. Let me tell you, because anything that is, you think of a plant, if it's not growing, it's dying, you know? And so we are just like, that plant. we need to be poured into. We need to be nourished with water and soil and sunlight. And so when we are poured into, and when we begin to have those ingredients and that we need in order to flourish, we will be better.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I just want to thank you. First of all, thank you, LaNetta. You are absolutely wonderful. And because you're absolutely confident, you hosted the day so beautifully. And
thank you.
Thank you. I just love you both. Dr. Deshunna, you know what? I love you too. Every time I'm ever around you, you are just light. You're full of energy. You're just light. And so, and you're a real person. And so I just thank you for that. You don't never turn your back on anybody. You're open. And so
absolutely.
Thank you. And so I just wanted to say that. Unfortunately, we have come to the end of the show.
No,
I know. So Dr.
You don't want
Ricks,
me great.
Now listen, Dr. Ricks, you are honestly, we do need to have you come back on the show. We need to have you come on at times. And we have, when the doctor is in, we'll call it that.
Oh, you better rename it. Let's go.
So we're gonna have to connect and figure that and make a plan for that. Because honestly, this show, honestly, you were talking about the conference, but you made me emotional. I almost cried.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Again, everybody, Shawuana and I are coming to you all the way from Iowa as we drive all the way from Iowa. We just thank you for joining today. And Shawuana and LaNetta, Dr. Deshaunna, any last final comments?
Yes. So if you are listening, you can be man, woman, girl, boy. I want you to know that if you don't know what to do, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out to somebody, because in order for you to be your best self, you have to heal. And healing starts with forgiveness. Healing starts with discovery. Healing begins when you are ready to say, I can do this. And so if that is you, if you are listening, and if you don't know where to go, you make sure you reach out for help, because there is somebody that has what you need. Let me tell you, because I am who I am today because somebody had what I needed. And so you don't be afraid for people to tell you no. Don't be afraid for people to be in your life, because let me tell you, God does some amazing things. You know, He has given all of us gifts and abilities. And so somebody has what you need in order to overcome your obstacles. And if there's a parent listening and you're wondering about how are you going to, or what to do with your child, your teenager, start at the I Am Valuable conference.
Absolutely.
Start there, because I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a life-changing event for these girls, and they are going to be better because of it. Their language is going to change. The way they see themselves is going to change. And so if you need to get in contact with me, again, I am on social media, and I will give you my number, 559-374-9142. Call me. And, you know, thank you for allowing me to be here. Yasmina, Shawuana, LaNetta. It's always a pleasure to come on and speak about, you know, my experience and my passions, and to provide some knowledge and some wisdom and some insight for others, because it is needed and necessary. So thank you again for having me. I love you all.
Love you
Thank
too.
you so much. And we're going to end there. That's it. You are our closure for all of us.
Yes.
That was it. Nothing else need be said.
I was going to say some of that too that she said, though.
You know what, but I know you were, because you know what?
It's my confidence.
Thank you for joining us today. Get to the conference. Remember, that's part of living life healthy, loving yourself, and living an abundant life. And just remember to just say See you next.
Bye,
Get the collection plate. We need to offer.